The Swedish city of Malmö and speak to Ahmed Baroudi, a Syrian humanitarian activist. Ahmed, welcome to the program. Really good to have you on. 2010, the year before the war started, on the Human Development Index, Syria was number 111 out of almost 170 countries. This year, it's fallen to 150. Does anybody understand the extent of the humanitarian catastrophe in Syria? Even people in Syria, do they see the big picture?
Thank you very much for having me. And before I answer your questions, just to note that I've been in the humanitarian sector for 14 years now, and the biggest part of it was working on Syria. And I work in the media and communication sector. And this is the first time for me to be on a live TV, showing my face and showing my real name. This is the only time where I feel safe that I can be on a live TV without fearing for my family to end up in a prison like Sednaya. So I would want to take this moment to say that this is a very hopeful moment. This is a historic moment. We are very hopeful for the future, and we have proven, the Syrian people have proven to be very resilient. And of course, I don't think anybody, not even inside Syria or outside Syria, would understand the scale of destruction. Unfortunately, Assad has left the country in ruins, complete ruins. Millions of people have been displaced from their homes. We are talking about 6 million people inside Syria and many more outside Syria. They don't have any place to go back to. Their homes are just piles of rubble. Not only that, Assad has used and abused all the infrastructures, the state-owned investments and institutions in his war machine and killing and torture machine. Nothing has been left functioning. The infrastructure is in ruins. Healthcare system is in ruins. Water and sanitation, everything that people rely on for their survival is now gone. The central bank is now almost empty. Salaries for the public servants are not guaranteed to be paid in the coming few months. We're talking about a currency in free fall. And of course, all of this, on top of that, we have the sanctions that are now preventing the efforts of humanitarian organizations and the international community to step in and help in rebuilding Syria. What we are witnessing now, that is a hopeful moment, that is a happy moment. However, what we are looking at is one of the, if not the largest humanitarian catastrophes in modern times. And what we need is not only Syrians, but everyone in the international community to revisit all the sanctions, to revisit all the decisions that have been made throughout the last 14 years, and to step up the efforts and to have a serious and honest reconsideration of what has been decided in the past years. Now we have a new caretaker government. Be it whoever it is, we are seeing positive measures taken, promises we hope to stand up, like in the coming few months. And we have also faith and trust in the international community.
Ahmed, I thought that your introduction, everything you've said is so spot on, but in your introduction, I thought that was very instructive, and thanks a lot for that, because it shows that Syrian nationals, even those living abroad, had been living in fear of the regime. So we hope that the future will now be the inclusive future that Syria deserves, that its leaders say is coming. Let me read you from Oxfam's latest report. Over 80% of Syrians are living below the poverty line. Many women now find themselves for the first time in their lives as the breadwinner of the family. So they've been reverting many to extreme strategies to cope. Some are reducing the number of meals that they're eating each day, or they're forced to buy cheaper and less nutritious food. We're not talking about infrastructure. We're talking about simple human survival by being able to feed one's family. Syria can't do this alone, can it?
Absolutely not. I mean, the burden is way beyond anybody's ability to withstand. We're talking about the daily survival, just the daily survival. Speaking of that, it's also very important to mention the detainees. We have thousands of detainees who've been out of prisons. their families are in desperate need, and also all the detainees who, unfortunately, seems like to have been murdered. Their families, they are in desperate need for all types of assistance. We're talking about psychological, starting with the survival assistance and also the psychological needs. We are talking about 100, I don't know, I mean, I don't want to bring numbers because the numbers are enormous. Nobody really is able to have the full picture, as you said. But most of, or like, I can, you know, it's not a stretch if I said that all Syrian families are now in need of the very basic survival assistance, starting with food, clean water, education, shelter, psychological support, everything, basically, everything. I mean, the country is in complete ruins. There is nothing left, only piles of rubble, as you can see. And now we are in a moment where people are eager to go back, but I mean, the country cannot really support anything. The markets are almost empty. We can't really import anything into the country because of the sanctions. The people who are trying to go back to, I mean, they will strain the infrastructure. I mean, like hospitals are already unable to deal with the cases they have in country. What about the people who are coming? You know, like everyone who's coming, you know, they would need more and more support. And Syrian people on their own, I mean, they can't really do anything. There is no way anybody can just survive this situation. And we're now coming into winter. It's going to be cold. I mean, we've seen in the camps in the years in the past years, people were shivering in tents. And this is not going to change in a day. This will be repeated again, but we will be repeated on a larger scale. Oil, food, clean water, you name it.
Ahmed, now that you feel safe appearing live on TV, we hope you'll come back to us on TRT World to keep us up to date about your observations and analysis regarding Syria's future. Ahmed Baroudi, thank you so much.
Thank you, bro.